reality solutions. Instead, we're going to see self-service and field service being the primary areas where companies will invest. But they're going to bring in the digital data, whether that's IoT data, sales data, product availability. They're going to bring all that data into the experience. How many people here have kids playing Pokemon Go? Right. How many people are familiar with augmented reality? Have used some of the tools or playing with it? Yeah, exactly. It's catching on very quickly. And we've been very fortunate in that we partnered with PTC and have been working with their tool set, their ThingWorx tool set, to build out what we're going to show today. We also have a partner here, ITC Infotech. If you get a chance, you can stop by their booth as well. And they're demoing some of the solutions that they've built out. So we're going to go through and like I said, give you a couple of demos. For Service Cloud, the areas that we're primarily focused on are these areas I have listed here. It's a case where you want to have a new channel, a new way of delivering each of these different components, whether it's knowledge or incident management, out to the end user that's interacting with your product or service. We want to be able to also augment the interaction with channels. We tried a little while ago to get our video chat going, but we're having trouble with the internet, so I might pull up a video after we go through the core demo. But we actually had it running over here, so if you want to see video chat embedded inside augmented reality, and this is the case where you start out in a self-service environment, you may move then to chat, actually do a text chat, and then ultimately you may want to move to a video chat scenario, so that person can come in and engage with you directly, right within the augmented reality session. As I said, we've been working with PTC and the ThingWorx set of tools. We've had some great success, and I want to thank PTC for working with us on this. So let's see. Quick high-level architecture, just to give you a feel for how we're integrating. So we're using PTC as the front end, and then augmenting it using the back-end services we have. Anyone here currently using our product and the REST APIs in the product? So if you're building out a mobile application, you're probably going to be leveraging the REST APIs that we provide. So we took those same APIs and we consumed them from all of these different areas like policy automation, incident management, and chat, as well as our commerce environment, and blended those all together. If you're delivering an augmented reality experience, I'd recommend you look at it holistically in the way you're delivering it to your customers, especially in self-service. And I think we're going to now switch to a quick demo here. So we have a whole 4 inches of cable, so bear with us. We couldn't get the virtual reality thing to work on the cable. How many of you play slots? The slot machines? That's why we're here in Vegas, right? So we actually have a miniature slot machine we 3D printed, and tomorrow in the keynote you'll see the real slot machine that this is modeled after. And we use the ThingMark from PTC, and we're actually launching the application here. We can start out with a self-service interaction on a portal or on a mobile device and actually move into this interaction. And there's our miniature slot machine. It looks better when the slot machine has bells and whistles and all the other lights. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of things here. Once we've got focus on the device, we've added in a menu system on the bottom. And we're going to go through a few of these just to highlight how you can overlay those into the virtual world that we see. So here Josh has clicked on Info. We've gone out and we've pulled up a bunch of asset information. So we can be pulling this from our back-end system, and then he's rushing ahead of me in a hurry to get through the demo and get dinner or a beer, I'm not sure which. So we've actually drilled into the incident that was created through a failure on this asset, and we can actually look at what the current state is, when it was created, the incident ID, and drill into the incident thread, overlaying that on top of the object we're working with. So let's back out of that. Let's go to the sensor data. For those of you that were sitting in the IoT session earlier, here's where we can overlay real-time data on top of that object coming from the IoT source. And we have a number of different items here. We've even put some rules in place so that we can identify the fact there's a failure on reel number 2 of the 3 reels inside this device. Let's go to the next one and look up some help. So we know there's a failure. We now want to try to solve that failure. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and type in a query about the failure on a standard self-service help or knowledge management system. Are you able to type that in, Josh, or are you? Oh, let's just take. So we just brought the coil up as the first item here. If you click on that, we now actually have knowledge content coming from the Service Cloud infrastructure. Anyone here using our knowledge management system? Okay. And we can actually scroll through that. We can back out. And let's now go ahead and drill into a repair. So this is where we're going to be using some additional features within the PTC product and policy automation. So we've combined these two together. So we're using policy automation to say, hey, in order to solve this problem, here are the 6 steps you need to go through. And it asks us a series of questions. Is the light on top flashing? It asks if there's any smoke coming out of it in Josh's case. And when we go through and answer the questions, we're clicking on it down here. And so we've synchronized the actions and the animation with the policy process that we're going to follow. And this is an interview, so it's collecting our input as we go. So we go to step number 2. It tells us how to pull apart the slot machine. And then we go to step number 3. It's going to ask us to locate the reel that's defective. It's going to tell us how to remove that reel. And again, depending on the CAD drawings you have, this can get very detailed. It can get down to remove this screw or this nut or this bolt. And when you're returning it, torque it at a certain amount. So it shows us how to replace the defective item and how to close the unit back up. The other thing we did is once we've gone through this process, we've verified in this case that we have a failure. We actually have set it up so that it can make an order recommendation. You need to replace reel number 2. You've looked at it, you've followed our process, and we've actually got an option to put a recommendation system behind what's happening here. And then let's go to the next step, Josh. We're actually going to go ahead and confirm that we want to order that part. So we've integrated it with our commerce environment. Oh, where did you go? So we integrated it with our commerce environment so that we can actually pass in that part number, check the inventory, and then bring up the information that we need to tell the person that that part's being ordered. There we go. The other thing that we've done is we're offering up in the workflow the option to have a professional service representative come and install the item instead of having the person do it themselves. And in this case, we've integrated with Oracle Field Service in order to allocate the resource. And we're getting all the information about the job number and when that person's available. And we actually see an image of who that person is. So we completed the whole cycle depending on how much the person wants to self-service versus going into assisted service. I'll just highlight a couple more items down here on the bottom that we've added that unfortunately I can't show you right at the moment. But we have videos of and we have a demo of over in the booth. We could actually go into a chat mode. So you can have something pop up that says, hey, do you want somebody to come online and help you? And you can actually interactively chat with a live agent on the back end. We've also integrated the chat thread with a virtual assistant. So if you have some AI technology on the back end, that AI technology can interact with the person and then escalate to a real agent. And the last one we have is video chat, where we bring up a similar forum and you connect with the live agent and you can chat with them as you're working through the problem in a video chat. I think that's everything we were going to show. So maybe we can see if there are any questions while I look to see if I can find the video chat that I have on my machine and show you how that works. Any questions out there? It's not that easy, is it? It's been a long day.